I want to tell you, to me, the message is not a cage.
No, sir.
I feel free. In this message, it's the greatest freedom I've ever had. And if you feel like the message is a cage, I want to tell you, it hasn't been presented to you correctly. The message is wisdom. I wouldn't want to have my life any other way. I don't want to go out and wear shorts in the world. I don't want to go out and have free love with people. I know better than to do that. I don't do that. I don't keep rules because I'm forced to. I don't walk out in the world because what will people say about me as a pastor? I go wherever I please. I do whatever I want to. I'll give you an example, and not many people know this. When I was a young person and almost becoming a pastor, my relatives, my cousins, invited me to a stag party. I don't know if you know what's a stag party, right? My cousin was getting married, and the male, he was a guy, and he invited us to the stag party, and they made me pay 40 rand. Right. So I thought I am contributing to the barbecue. So I get there, and this is my uncle's house. This place is, the stag party is happening at my uncle's house. So I told my dad about it, and I said to him, listen, I want to go there because I want to show them, because they constantly have teased me when I was growing up. You don't have a girlfriend, what is wrong with you, messed up, you're from a cult, or, and like you're always under your parents' thumb, and you only do what they say, you're not a free person. I said, Dad, I want, they don't know much about me. I want to go there and show them who I am. So I went. And they had blasting music. Every single guy had a bottle in his hand. I saw alcohol on the table in colors and shapes and sizes I have never seen in my life. So I stood there, all this volume music playing, and everyone's drinking. And then as the evening went on, they were throwing up. I was cleaning up after them, and watching them wreck stuff. And I'm thinking, my uncle's going to be really mad tomorrow, because they had left, and they left the whole house to these young men. Eventually, one of my cousins comes to me and he says, hey, what are you doing here? I said, what do you mean? He says, well, I just want to know, they asked you to pay 40 rand. Do you know what that's for? I said, the barbecue? In South Africa, we say braai. The braai? He said, no, that's for the cabaret entertainment, which is coming soon. He said, I said, what is that? I had no idea what cabaret entertainment was. So he said, listen, I want them to give you back your money. And he's drunk, he's teetering on his feet like this, says, you are not allowed to pay for this stuff. And you shouldn't be here when this happens. And then he explained to me what was going on, and I said, okay, I'm gone. I will not be here. So I made up my mind, when it hits midnight, I'm leaving, because apparently this cabaret entertainment was going to happen after midnight. But so I left, and then it so happened that the girls were having a party at their house, and the cabaret entertainment at the girls' house had already occurred. And half of them were crying. So one of the girls phoned me and said to me, we know you're the only sober person there. We need a driver. I said, okay, what is this? And then they told me, well, this is a male stripper, and only you can take him back to where he comes from. So I was already halfway home, and I said, okay, I'm a pastor's son. I'm in the message. I've never been exposed to stuff like this before. I go and pick up this guy, and he wasn't straight. And he was all oily and smelled like, now he's on my car seat in the back of the car. And he's talking to me, and he says, oh, you know, the girls were a bit perturbed. What would happen? And so, in my mind, I'm thinking, Lord, what is going on right now? I couldn't believe that my relatives could engage in stuff like this. It never occurred to me there was such a thing in the world. I was so naive, and I was like, over 21 already. And so, don't laugh at me. This was a different time, you all. So, anyway, I take him home. Well, actually, I saw for the first time what a red light district actually was. I had to drop him off in that place. There were literal red light flashing. I didn't realize, and then I realized what the prophet talked about. Here was this red light district, and all these people, my eyes were open to another world. And I dropped him off. He said, thank you, and whatever. And I said, yeah, no problem. I need to get out of this place. But I grew up not ever having to experience that side of life. And I want to tell you, there is no way I would ever want to. I realized right there, the life I was living was the best. It was wholesome. It was wonderful. I didn't feel like a caged animal. There was no way I was going to change my life to be like those young people. Not at all. And I realized there is another life out there which is completely different, a mindset completely different to who we are. And I've been through other situations in my life which opened up my eyes to things, and I realized how blessed I was. Amen. You don't need to see, you should not see the message as a cage, and this is crucial. Sex addicts who are not in the message are no different. To them, they also feel caged by life's circumstances. Maybe they come from an oppressive religion. Maybe they've been abused. Maybe they've been molested as children, and they come from a life where it's easy to obtain drugs, and drugs gives them the release, right? The problem is, it is far easier for the message to be a cage by the way pastors, preachers, or ministers, or elders, maybe male and female elders, present it to the people. And what they do is they constantly scar people into submission, forcing them to live holy lives by threats. If you don't, you're going to hell. And being excommunicated. You threaten you, otherwise we'll excommunicate you. And it creates a cage for the young mind. Not allowing youth to have outlets. Having nothing else in life to make them happy. So I'm glad there are parents here, because I want us to understand this. Elders and parents, it's not enough to tell your kids what not to do. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. Do you spend an equal amount of time telling them what to do? Right?